I, 26 female, traveled to Japan. Ooh! Konnichiwa! Sugoi! With my boyfriend's 28 male mom, 58 female, and it became a nightmare. Should I break up with him? Okay, so it's a young woman traveling to Japan with an older woman who happens to be her boyfriend's mom, okay?
But with the boyfriend or without? Or do we see that? We see that.
Let's see. She doesn't specify.
Yeah.
I, 26, went on a 12-day Japan trip with my boyfriend, 28, and his mom, 58. We've been together for less than 2 years. I already told my boyfriend from the beginning that I wasn't comfortable traveling with his mom as she has a strong attitude and I knew we would clash. Oh. He bought my ticket anyways and told me he wanted me to experience Japan as well and that his mom would most likely do her own thing. This was my first...
Most likely, huh?
Yeah, like the most likely do her own thing. Like, okay.
It's already...
This was my first out of the country trip and it was also going to be my birthday. Okay, so if the mother wouldn't exist, it would have actually been a really nice plan.
Yeah, that would have actually been so cute and amazing.
Okay,
But even because it's her birthday too, it's super strange that the mother's always there.
Like,
that makes it even stranger.
yeah, like to do anything for your girlfriend's birthday just makes everything like way more risky in terms of it could be
You're
a
in
way
the law.
better or a way worse
Yes.
experience than
It would have made more
yeah.
sense if it would have been his birthday, because then it's like, well, okay.
He decided
maybe.
to, you
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, but then she says, when we get on our bus to our hotel, it's common manners to be quiet and no one was talking. When we ask her to
like it
politely lower her voice, she's like, why do I have to follow the rules? So what? This irritated me as this isn't our country and we should be respectful. Oh, definitely.
I already hate her. Okay, see, look, I mean, I know it doesn't seem like that, but I am an introvert. I am so socially awkward. That's why I think I will love Japan. Oh my god, everything introverted about there, not having to talk to people, being quiet in a bus. Oh, my dream. Having someone talk, I would kill her. I would
Yeah. It's all about respect.
kill her.
RESPCT.
Like, we introverts don't get enough spaces in places where we can live in peace. So give us the peace.
Yeah, no, that's like a minimum, honestly. But
Yeah.
anyway. We go to a fancy mall where my boyfriend and I have no interest in anything here since we couldn't afford it. So we tell her to take her time looking around and shop for whatever she wants. So we leave her, but we're in the same vicinity and my back's killing me due to all the standing and walking we've done. So we go to a cafe and buy a small peach juice. Need to buy food to sit down. Okay. She sees we're at the cafe and gets mad that we didn't ask her if she wanted anything when we were only there to sit down. So she storms off and goes back to the hotel on her own. At this point, I don't talk to her anymore unless she talks to me. I leave her alone and let her talk to her son and give them space whenever I can. I finished cleaning my laundry in the bathroom and lay down on my bed. Out of nowhere, she starts screaming in Tagalog. Okay, so Tagalog, we know it's a Philippine mom. And Filipinos, yeah, they're like the Mexicans from Asia. Okay, so now I'm kind of empathizing with her right now. So, but then she
But
wrote...
why did you know that?
I just have so many Filipino friends because they're like Mexicans. like we have so many things in common. I just love them. And they sing so good. Like, maybe this is a stereotype, but Filipinos are amazing. Anyway, turns out my boyfriend let her know that his luggage space won't be able to fit her stuff and that she needs to be careful of how much she buys so that it will all fit. Mind you, we all have our own carry-on and large check-in bag because we all wanted to buy stuff in Japan. She goes off on him and tells him he's going to have bad karma, but it's literally his own luggage and she could buy more luggage or ship it off if she needs to. I felt bad because my boyfriend started buying less and I offered to put his stuff in mine as well. She also said that we've been selfish for not going where she wants to go.
I'm
That-
exhausted by this woman. Just listening to her.
Like,
Like,
control yourself. Then we will comment this at the end. But I know how I can feel. Like, you might not feel this, but sitting next to like I can already feel like the
it's
vibe
just like
of containment.
hell.
Except we've been going to the secondhand stores she wants, and I always ask my boyfriend if they want to leave me while I go shopping / have their own time together to do whatever they want. Also, the fact that we didn't go to Universal, but we planned this trip 3 months in advance with a whole itinerary and let her know we were doing Disney Sea over Universal. The
Love it.
the screaming was just so unnecessary, and this is where she continues to act like a child for the rest of the trip. Where she'll just take off with no communication, huffs at us, mutters stuff under her breath. Okay. Oh my god. Like,
Again, sorry, what?
I didn't understand that.
Okay. I was
Okay.
like,
Where she will just take off with no communication, huffs at us, mutters stuff under her breath. Okay, that was
Okay.
okay, and OP, you need to write this kind of better.
yeah, it's a struggle sometimes.
yeah.
Truly.
But then she writes, I found out that she usually travels with my boyfriend, her other son, and her husband, but is divorced. I don't understand that either. Okay,
like doesn't make sense
like-
for us. It's like, what?
like the mom divorced, but she still hangs out with the ex-husband.
And the family, I mean, I guess actually that's kind of nice.
Okay. But then she writes, my boyfriend has told me that he places his mom first before me. Oh, so it's a mama's boy. That already makes everything in a relationship
Well,
more
that
difficult.
actually that was already evident about the things before. It's like typical mama's boy behavior from mama.
Okay, he does treat me like a princess, carrying my bags, going where I want if I ask, doing all the navigation. So I see where she's used to being the main princess, and with me around, she didn't get her usual treatment.
What?
So she ended so she ended up throwing a fit. Oh my god, this mom is so intense. Filipino for sure. As people are getting seated in the airplane, she gets in my face in front of everyone, angrily points at me and says that if I want my boyfriend, I can have him. What the fuck? It's not like a lover's quarrel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god. Okay, and then
As if she would be cheating somehow, and she's like, if you would have my man, then have him.
like what? Oh my god,
Oh
that's
my
why I'm
goodness.
afraid to ever getting a boy, you know. I don't want to become this mom in the
Yeah,
future.
you're right. Get a girl. Get a
Yeah.
woman.
So that it's a competition between me and her for her son. That I've been
Again.
hugging like the listeners will be like, stop throwing up, you know, during the podcast session.
For the ones listening in the car, I'm sorry.
But then she writes that I've been hugging him this whole trip. I don't say anything back because I'm literally in shock and I don't want to rile her up more. I broke down crying the whole 5 hours back to Los Angeles. My boyfriend didn't defend me, didn't comfort me. I was supposed to go back home with them, but I'm so thankful that my friend was able to come pick me up instead because she was still mad after the plane ride. I wasn't able to fully enjoy my Japan trip. No wonder.
No way.
As I was always walking on eggshells and didn't get to celebrate my birthday. Should I break up with my boyfriend because of his mom?
Depends on how he continues after this.
like you still have hope for that.
Yeah, no, actually,
for that mama's boy.
No, I don't have hope. But
okay.
her
okay.
question really depends on what the boyfriend does now. Because what he should do is that at least after the trip, give you a huge apology for his mom and give you the chance to explain your view and your part, and then being like, you are right, my mom was overstepping, this was not okay, and do something about it. If he does all that, then there might be a hope. But if not, be done, because it's not worth it. Believe me, be done.
Yeah, some of the top commentators say there's a saying, it's easier to break up with a mama's boy than to divorce a mama's boy. And both of those are easier than it is to change a mama's boy. I love that comment. So it's so true, girl. Just leave that mama's boy now, if you can.
Yeah, because see, with mama's boys, it actually does depend extremely how attached they are, because I feel like there's two versions of mama's boy. There's the one where the guy does everything his mom wants, like this guy, like she's throwing a fit, so he responds and gives her whatever she wants and needs, where they're almost a team together, and he would always put her first. And then there's this other version where the guy doesn't really give in to his mother, but also doesn't set boundaries. She just overfloods him with love, and he doesn't really give into it, but it's like this neutral space. And I think with the one that is kind of in the neutral space, you can work on it, and he would change. He will not do it before that, because I think for the one that is neutral, he's more like, is kind of guilt feeling, like I don't want to leave my mom alone, especially if they're separated. For the other one, there's no hope. He's in a relationship with his mom. Like, forget it. Leave the ship.
Damn.
Leave the ship.
Yeah.
Don't have children. It's terrible if you do that.
But what do you think coming to our Latino culture? Like, do you think it's a problem that we Latinos face regarding mama's boys? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's a worldwide thing. But I feel like in Latinos,
with Latinas, isn't it? Like,
don't you think that? Yeah, I feel like, I don't know why, but I have a feeling that Latinas, a lot of them are like, oh my God, I want to have a daughter. But as soon as they have a daughter, they're like fighting all the time. Like they hate each other almost. Mom and daughters, I feel like often.
Yeah.
Not hate, but it's more tense a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And with their boys, they're like, oh my God, this is my prince, and he's a perfect guy. He would never, he's such a romantic guy and everything. It's like,
yeah.
Because I feel also like with a lot of Latina families, we girls have sometimes, especially if the father is also Latino, like a closer relationship with the dad, like more the respect, more the daddy's girl, and there's more mommy's boy.
Yeah,
like those kind of relationships are happening more.
Definitely.
It's obviously not everyone, but I feel
like we are generalizing, but that's something like mama's boy. That's something we Latinas have to deal a lot with.
But also daddy's girl. A lot.
There are also those.
I feel like fathers are rougher with their sons and mothers with their daughters, and that's why vice versa. They have like their favorites.
Yeah. I don't know if it is, again, the sweet side coming from me right now, but I just also think like such a waste of money. You know? Like to go to
That's
Japan,
gonna be the new theme.
Just thinking, how could you ruin something so beautiful?
Like the new theme of this episode. How could you waste so much money?
On relationships and tantrums.
Money.
Wasted money on experiences.
My God. Yeah, commenting on the mother-in-law. Terrible. Annoying. Oh, I could not deal with that. She has more patience than I would have had. I would have never gone on that trip. I would be like, nah, never, ever. I would have put my foot down and be like, you cannot drag me there if she's coming with you, because that's not the first time she's behaving like that. I can assure you.
Yeah, but to have like a mother-in-law that is always screaming, it sounds. I couldn't. Like I just couldn't.
No.
I couldn't, and I'm a Latina. Like we like to scream all the time, but but when we
it's
do
a different
it
kind of screaming. Yeah.
when we do it collectively, it's fun. If it's only one crazy woman, then
and our screaming is a different kind of thing, because I feel like when we're excited, especially me and Dominicans and everything, we just talk so loud that you wouldn't even notice if we're screaming.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a different thing.
So yeah, maybe we are not the best people's like reference regarding what is loud and what is not loud.
But screaming in a sense of where you're throwing a tantrum in public, I would be so
yeah.
embarrassed. I would be like,
Yeah.
why are you doing this?